ready for the big reveal? Introducing our beautiful 2021 Raw Beauty Ambassadors.
Hi, my name is Cheryl Walker, and I am a 30-year breast cancer survivor. I was diagnosed in May 13th, which was a Friday. You never forget the day you were diagnosed and received your diagnosis. 1991, and it was like somebody punched me in my stomach. I couldn't believe it. I am a nurse, and I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would end up with breast cancer. Uh, it just took me a while to get it through my head that that's what I had and how to move forward. And then, thank God, I was a nurse at Georgetown University, and I really had a good uh, journey, if you could say, by being a good pathway to surgery, through treatment, through chemotherapy, through radiation therapy, because I was at an institution that had very good clinical trials at that time. But, I had to face, and I didn't want to face chemotherapy, but it was strongly suggested to me to go through that in order to prevent reoccurrence. I had to did my research. I had to call out to fellow colleagues, specifically people I grew up with who now became an oncologist, a medical oncologist. And I had to call her, and she was like, "Oh yes, Cheryl, you have to go through chemotherapy. You have." I was trying to say to her, "Oh, come on, let me not have to go through that. Let me not have to go through that." She says, "Yes, that's the best thing for you because the outcome is just a longer survival rate." I said, "Okay." So I had to, and I still didn't want to do it, so I did my radiation first, which I should have never done first. I should have done my chemo first and then my radiation. That's the way. Because I was so immunosuppressed from my radiation that every time I got a chemotherapy treatment, it just took me so much longer to rebound from it to get to my next treatment. And my mantras through my treatments was, when I went to go to chemotherapy, it was hymns. And my mantra when I went to chemotherapy was, when I sat there with the IV started, I was, "Hold on to God's unchanging hand." And I kept saying that over and over and over again. My bad days to chemotherapy, I would just be singing, "Pass me not, O gentle Savior. Hear my humble cry." And when I finished that particular chemotherapeutic treatment, before I started my next one, those couple of weeks that you felt good, I was singing, "Praise Him, praise Him, praise Him, praise Him." And that's what got me through. In my time through cancer treatment and getting to 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and 5 years out, it was just wonderful. I just wished for all those women out there specifically that early diagnosis is a cure. You must do your monthly self-breast exams, and you need to do your mammograms. That is the most important thing. Take care of yourself. That that is like the key. You have to take care of yourself in order to survive the whole situation, and actually order to prevent from getting it. I think that's the basic thing. Anytime your body feels out of whack, you need to check on it. It's trying to tell you something. So that is basically my testimony for the last 30 years.
Wow. And you said how did you detect what happened?
I did a self-breast exam.
And
I found my lump myself in my left breast.
And then you went to your doctor.
And I went to my doctor, who suggested that I have a mammogram, because I was just 41. And at that time, and I never had, and it was not suggested for you to have a mammogram back then until you were in your 50s. So I had, my mammogram was done because of the lump I felt. And then from that, a biopsy of the lump, which then proved to be malignant, which then moved me forward through the whole pathway of treatment of chemotherapy and radiation therapy, plus the adjunctive therapy afterwards, which was tamoxifen for several years, which, hot flashes for days. Support from mostly my sister. My husband left me during my chemotherapy. Yeah. So I had more support from, I had 2 boys. They were preteen and teenagers. So they were my support during that time. So.
Children are resilient.
Yeah.
And they show great courage.
So I made it through, and I must say my sister really, truly was my biggest support. So that's important for women to support other women during, those times. We should always support each other and not be pulling each other down and talking about each other. We should always be able to support one another.
You say you're a nurse.
I'm a nurse. And I was working at Georgetown University at the time. So I was in the right place at the right time, because there were so many clinical trials going on at that time, and it just benefited me to be able to.
Did you experience any fear, guilt, or shame?
Oh, well, mostly, I don't know about guilt, but mostly fear. Fear of, first of all, I feared that they had to do a mastectomy. And it was the new theory coming out that because of the size of tumor, they were now suggesting lumpectomy. So I fit in to that category of having a lumpectomy versus a mastectomy. So that was my fear, that they were going to disfigure me, and I would have to have a mastectomy. I got over that, and it was a lumpectomy, thank God. And I guess my other biggest fear was chemotherapy, because I didn't want to lose my hair and be sick and so forth and so on. But I made it through, and today I keep my hair in honor. I keep my hair this way in honor of women who go through chemotherapy and lose their hair. If you found the lump, seek advice, medical advice. Get your mammograms done. And today, I must say, it is much better than it was when I went through. There is a nurse advisor who would guide you in most institutions, in most university institutions. I cannot say for the smaller little hospitals, but for most university institutions, there is a nurse guide who will guide you through your treatment, your surgery, what to expect with surgery, what to expect after surgery. There's so many things now with plastic surgery, with implants, and you don't have to be with just the one breast. You could actually have a reconstruction and nipple reconstruction. Everything can be done one time. It's not go and come back and go and come back. So the things that are offered to you today are just so much better than it was years ago. It made me to be independent, to take control of my life, control of my destiny, of what I wanted to do in life, and that's what I did. I got divorced. I got my own house. I switched jobs and got even a higher position, and where I was able to be more independent and take care of myself and my children. Well, you feel good because you're made to feel glamorous, pampered. The wearing of fabulous clothes, and showing off, so to say, in taking these pictures. So that's what I think how this day has impacted me. Well, I don't have any of this. I crochet.
Oh,
that's
okay.
my thing.
Okay.
So,
how many years?
Oh, many, many years. I dropped it for a long period of time. And then I picked it up again. I retired and I picked it up, and I just, I've crocheted earrings, I've crocheted purses, I've crocheted things other than that usual granny square Afghan kind of thing.
Right.
I did other things, So, and that I have a 4-year-old granddaughter because of the pandemic that I'm now homeschooling. So
wow, congratulations.
So
is she your only grandchild?
No, my oldest is waiting for his sheepskin for his Bachelor of Science degree to show up in the mail. It's terrible that this class could not have any commencement exercises. And my second grandson, I don't know where he is, and we just keep him in prayer and lift it up. We hope he's safe out there somewhere. And then I have a 4-year-old. Early diagnosis is a cure. Please, ladies, take care of yourselves. Make sure you do your monthly self-breast exams. If you have any changes, for those who have a history in your family of breast cancer, to see the early signs. If you have a history of colon cancer, see the early signs. Get your colonoscopies done. Get your pap smears and everything done to be on top of it and catch things at its early stage. So I am Cheryl Walker, and I'm raw beauty proud.